What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So we need to do an updated top 10 best DBZ statues that are within my collection, obviously, because seems like countless DBZ statues nowadays. When I first got into collecting, it was much more limited. There was only like probably 4 or 5 makers and a few garage kits out there. But nowadays, there's 50 different companies all producing different versions of every character, and it's hard to keep up, honestly. The only companies I truly even notice now is KD Collectibles, Prime 1, and Tsume. 'Cause those three are the ones I believe to be the best. There are a few newcomers that are starting to do some really good work, no doubt. You know, like really solid sculpts and whatnot. MRC, they produce every now and then. I wasn't super happy with their latest Goku 1/4. I thought it looked terrible. Then I have like the Transcendent Studio Androids. I pre-ordered the Krillin. I don't even know the name of the studio. You got Ryu Studios, like doing licensed stuff. They've done a few. But let's go ahead and count down my top 10 favorite DBZ statues. So I'm going to have to think real quick. Because it's always hard to, when you first get a piece, you're super hyped for it. So sometimes you rate it higher than it truly is. But I'm going to quickly pause the video, think real quick, and then we'll do it. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and do this. So number 10 on the list is going to be KD Collectibles Vegeta Final Flash. There are some things I would change on this piece. I would make the hair a little bit more vibrant like he did with his bust. I'd also get rid of the texture on the gloves and make it a little bit more similar to how he did it on the boots. I think the boots look really good. The blue texture I'm fine with, although in reality I don't think it's should be textured. I like the Prime 1 style better because I think that's more accurate to what the actual anime is. It seems like this is some sort of almost like spandex. It's not like a cloth material. So in general, I'd probably get rid of the texture right there. Honestly, I have thought about just selling this and getting the Ryu Vegeta Final Flash because ultimately I think it is better. The only reason I like this one more is the underbase, the face. I think the face is better than the Ryu face. But I think the Ryu sculpt is better. The paint app is also a little bit better on this one overall, I think. The Ryu is also much bigger, which I really like. But I've highly considered that, selling this one, getting Ryu. But for right now, this is my 10th favorite. So that is number 10. Number 9 is going to be KD Gohan and Goku. This is pretty much a near perfect statue. I think the biggest miss is the light up. There's only light up in the little ball, not in the base, which I think is a huge miss. Granted, I don't care too much for light ups. There is 2, blast hands, but it's a pain in the butt to switch them out. The sculpts and paint app is absolutely fantastic, and I waited 8 years to get a 1/4 scale of that. When I first got in, I had the Defeng Sheng one or whatever, and that was good at the time, but, it got outdated over the years. It was too small, and I think KD did an absolutely phenomenal job in this piece. It's nearly perfect. So that's number 9. Number 8, KD Piccolo. This is one of his statues that I believe is pretty much truly perfect. You have a massive Piccolo, so it's not underscaled. You got 3 upper bodies, like really cool poses, classic wind flowing cape, arms crossed, the arm regenerated, and then the throwing the cape for the battle pose. So I think it's a perfect concept. The base is great. It's huge. No light up. Textures are on point. So I got no complaints about this. It's really a solid piece. For Piccolo, it's definitely my favorite Piccolo out there. I've seen a lot of newer Piccolos that kind of try to copy this, but go a little bit more elaborate on the base. But this one, the focus is truly Piccolo. He's a beast, and I think KD killed it. So that is going to be number 8. Number 7 is going to be KD Cell. Of all the KD 1/4 scales, I believe Cell is his best work to date. Cell is massive, incredible sculpt. Base also awesome, but lacks the light up feature. His hand does have a light up feature, but most people have issues, me as well. But this piece truly is just freaking amazing. I really like this Cell. It's huge and just extremely well done. Definitely my favorite Cell, better than Infinity Cell. And I think it's KD's best 1/4 scale to date. Trunks almost made the list, but that Trunks is simply too many inaccuracies, I will say, for it. The base is incredible. The concept is cool. He's way too buff and ripped. And, if you removed that head, you would even know that's Trunks. But, that would be number 6. Wait, is it 6? No, wait. 10, 9, 8. No, it's 7. Now we're at number 6. All right, number 6 is Tsume Vegeta. This is still one piece that I remember when I first saw this go up for PO. I was in Colorado picking up Wolf Predator. It was like freaking 3 a.m. in the morning, and I saw a video of this, and it blew my freaking mind. Could not believe how cool a piece it was. When I first got it, it blew my freaking mind. I still think it's the best Majin Vegeta statue out there. I know a lot of people love that new KD one, but Tsume's still the one for me. And there's many reasons why. But this is still, one of the best DBZ statues out there for me, without a doubt. I freaking love it. So that is going to be number 6. Now we're down to the top 5, and it's all on this wall. So I would put number 5 as KD Goku bust. This is a near perfect bust, but the lack of the second arm is a big issue in my opinion. I think KD cheaped out and definitely should have given us a second arm. Now, I saw a 3D render of him doing a second arm where he was more or less, like double armed, almost like the Gohan, where both arms were kind of up and he was doing the power up pose. And I think it looked much better. Granted, it would make him a bit wider, possibly, more potential damage issues. But I think KD should have made these arms removable. That way there wouldn't be all those damage issues. Make them, magnetic with a strong magnet peg and have 2 arms. Then I would probably rate this higher. But that missing arm is truly an issue for this piece. Otherwise, I think the face and the sculpt and the concept is, near perfect. It's an Infinity style Goku bust, and it truly is incredible. So I don't let that arm be such a big oversight for me. That's why I kind of pose it that way, so it's off to the side. But, in general, this is an incredible, Goku. KD killed it. So that's number 5. Number 4, I'm going to put it as the Vegeta bust. The only reason the Vegeta bust isn't higher is because it just feels like a small piece. It's not a big piece. I was shocked at how small it was when I opened it up yesterday. I was like, picking it up, I'm like, man, this is tiny. Maybe it's because I'm used to like all these Infinity busts. Like I just got the Aquaman bust and the Raptor bust, and both are pretty massive pieces. And so when I unbox this, I'm like, this feels like, a really small bust. Granted, like, this is much bigger than the Pure Arts liquor bust I got recently, but for the most part, this is one of my smallest busts I now own. And so for me, that's, I do like my pieces bigger. Granted, I don't want an overscaled bust. So if this truly is accurate to life size, then I'm okay with it. But it does just feel pretty small. So that's the only reason. Otherwise, I think the face, the sculpt, and the concept is perfect. So he is number 4. And I think it is better than Goku because of the second arm. Goku definitely has much better presence, though, I will say. Like, his head is quite a bit bigger. So now we're down to the bottom 3. Number 3, I'd put as Tsume Broly. This piece still is the best Broly statue out there. I don't think anything comes even close. Even KD Broly, which I've seen in person, I don't think it can touch a candle on Tsume's. This has the best textures, the best concept, the best sculpt, and it truly is just freaking amazing. Without a doubt, Tsume's best work. But I do think Frieza has the potential to top this. I'm very confident Frieza is going to be a top 10, possibly top 5 DBZ statue for me. So I'm extremely excited for it. It's probably going to be another 2 years before we see that. But, that one for sure is going to be an absolute grail. Then we come to the top 2, which clearly is Prime 1 Goku and Prime 1 Vegeta. As far as which one's ultimately better, I would say probably Goku. Now, Vegeta, I like his Ki Blast a little bit better. I think Goku has a little bit better, more accurate anime face. His sculpt is just a little bit better than Vegeta's. Plus he has really fine texture work on his outfit. The classic Kamehameha pose. I love the fact you get, all transformations from base Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. That's incredible. I think Vegeta, they missed on the portraits. Because you got a base, and then you have 2 portraits that literally almost look the same. It's just the lips are slightly different. And then the teeth grinning. They really missed an opportunity to give us an open mouth like that poster. I think they missed the mark there. They should have gotten rid of one of these 2. I don't even care which one. Maybe, the slightly smiling one, because that's almost smile. Get rid of that, make it an open mouth portrait, and just in general improve the sculpts to be a tiny bit better. I think the likeness is not quite as good as Goku, but everything else is phenomenal on the piece, and overall it's a grail. So overall, I would rate Prime 1 Goku as the best DBZ statue, ever made. I think the only one that can top it is Tsume Frieza. However, Tsume Frieza doesn't have 4 transformations. It has a sick looking light up, but then again, this is Goku versus Frieza. Frieza is my favorite villain though. But Prime 1 Goku and Vegeta are still my 2 favorite, then Tsume Broly and the 2 boss, and then of course once we had Tsume Frieza, this is going to have probably my top 6 favorite DBZ statues. Ryubu will be great, but it's definitely not going to be a top 10 piece for me. And Cell is great, but not a top 10. But I would peg that as the top 10 best DBZ statues, at least in my collection. Granted, I've sold a lot of DBZ over the years, a lot of great statues. But I sold all my least favorite statues in general. So none of them would make my top 10 list. Otherwise, they'd be in my collection. So this is what I deem the top 10 best DBZ statues are. Everyone has their own opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below and which one is your favorite, whether in your collection or mine. And I will see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.